so I'm going to pick my delivery. Let's see. San Simeon to San Rafael. How long would that take you?
Yes.
And how long would that take you? You reckon?
That route I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. How about Reading?
Approximately where they
Okay. How about Reading to Grand Canyon?
are. Ooh, that's an interesting route. That depending on traffic, that could take about 12 hours or so.
All right. Well, I'm going to see how long it'll take me to do it. So let's do that.
And the other thing with trip from what was it, Oxnard to somewhere near Tahoe,
Yeah.
is we were leaving from Bakersfield and going up through Stockton.
Yeah.
And I just was raging, flipping the keyboard, flipping tables, going, fuck this! This is not right!
Well, you're in California, so you know the route
I,
very well. But
I was so tempted when Mom and I went up to Yosemite
yep.
because we took that route. Route 99 through Bakersfield, up through Merced, almost to Stockton. We got off at a town called Turlock.
Right.
And I was going to record 10 frames per second at 640 by 480.
Right.
The entire trip from approximately Santa Paula block. I forgot. Sorry, bro.
It's alright. Well,
I must say, having taken that route again,
yeah.
I still rage. That's not how Bakersfield looks. Flip table.
Well, I think Reading is the only one in is the only town in Fallout 2 that still keeps its name. Because LA is now the hub, I think. Or was that the Boneyard? I can't remember. But yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of Fallout 3
Yeah, but you cheat.
on the 360.
No, we're not getting into this discussion again.
So I played a little bit of Fallout
Yeah,
on the
okay.
Xbox 360.
Yep.
That I just gave up on it. I just
Ah.
used to do.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. How about you, Clayton? Have you ever played any Fallout games?
I played about 5 minutes of Fallout 4 and didn't like it, so I didn't play it again.
Ah, okay.
I found the stamina was way too low. You'd cross the road running and you run out of stamina.
Ah, okay. Well, that's mainly down to the stat you use at the start that you set at the start when you set your special up.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Well, I'm a big Fallout fan myself. I'm actually wearing a Brotherhood of Steel hoodie right now. So.
I don't think you can get any of the newer Fallouts like so can you? I think you can get Las Vegas running. New Vegas, whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
you can get New Vegas running through Lutris just fine.
Yeah.
Through
And
the
you can
Limestone.
get Fallout 1 and 2 running through Tris perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah, just fine, yeah. I've played that many times. Done that. Couldn't get very far, but yeah. Hi, Kappa.
The DirectX 11 emulation, or it's not emulation, but it's coming along pretty well anyway.
Yeah, it is coming along very well. Like The Witcher 3 is coming along very well in Wine these days, for some reason.
I've got GTA 5 working in DirectX 10 mode.
That's interesting. Cool.
It's still buggy, like your sound goes funny after a while, and there's some shadow issues, but apart from that, it's rendering, it's all fine.
That's good.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the only Windows game I'm itching to play is Scott Michaud's check it.
Yeah, I saw that on stream when he was developing it. Yeah, that looks pretty cool actually. It's like a Clayton. It's like a, how do I put this?
It's like chess, except the pieces can move in multiple directions, and your entire army has to move within a radius king. So all of your pieces that you can move have to be within a certain radius around a king, and that's because the board.
Yeah, that's pretty
Because
cool.
the board can be 8 by 8 to 256 by 256.
And in any shape as well.
It is definitely.
Yeah.
I have
It
to look that up later.
Yeah.
He puts his videos on YouTube, but he mainly streams Sundays American time through Tuesdays, I think 9 to 11 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, see, it's probably like about 3 a.m. on a Monday morning.
No, I was watching it yesterday and it was like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I've got work. That sucks.
Yeah, I was very sick yesterday, so.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
You're feeling better though now?
Oh, better in comparison, yes.
Clayton, I'll post a link to his Twitch stream at his project. It's in the #home channel.
Cool.
Hello, City Girl. Okay, we get nothing. It's alright. So I'll take it during this
They've
little
got their
ramble.
mic off.
Yeah, I can see that. So I think I'm gonna have a few people wandering around into this rambling video. And I am recording, by the way.
Oh, there she is in the #voice
Oh,
chat relay.
oh, hang on.
The
I'm
link.
driving. I can't look.
Perfectly fine. Do not jackknife like you did on the I-9 to I-5 interchange.
Yes,
Griffith Streets. It's actually a freeway to freeway interchange. Flip table.
Yep. City Girl, I'm driving in American Truck Simulator right now.
This is one of Foxy's infamous rambling videos.
Yep.
It's US 99 to I-5.
He's talking about freeways. One of my earlier videos when I was driving this, I accidentally jackknifed onto the on-ramp. So I was there for about good 10 minutes losing my temper. Yeah,
and
okay,
I was in the background losing my shit, going like, "What the? This is bullshit. This is not how."
Yeah. Yeah, City Girl, I understand you had to make the joke. Okay. So, Clayton, how's business lately?
Oh, not too bad. You know, I split my fingers open the other day when I was cleaning out the iPad case on the metal side.
Ooh, nasty.
That was fun because I was cleaning off the adhesive and I ran my fingers along and sliced them.
Oh, nasty, nasty, nasty.
Mm. So it's a bit sore.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. But those iPhones and Apple products are very hard to get apart, aren't they? Like a lot
Not
of the
really.
Yeah.
Use just a bunch of glue, a bunch of a heat gun. You know, just paint dries.
Oh,
And
right.
You focus on like a certain corner with the heat gun, and you use the suction cup, and you can lift it up and get a scalpel under there and go around the edge.
All right.
Slowly lifting, it should come up nicely.
Right.
Microsoft Surface Pros are harder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really encountered them yet, so I wouldn't really know.
I don't know. They're like what would you call it? They do something to it. The type of glue they use, and like if you lift it up, it shatters like into sand almost, and it's really bad.
Oh, right.
When you lift it up, when it breaks, you get like a million fibers everywhere, and it can go in your eyes and that. Breathe it in.
So it's like dealing with carbon fiber, essentially.
Almost, yeah. It's like
Didn't
fine.
iFixit say that the Microsoft Surface had one of the lowest scores of any machine that they ever came across, beating I think one of the MacBook Air systems. I ended up being asked to repair a MacBook Air. I don't think I've got the pictures of it anymore, but over by a semi truck. The guy left it on the fender and ended up backing off and went under the tire.
Oh, nasty.
He asked me to see if I could fix it.
So what'd you say the Microsoft Surface had the lowest what?
Lowest repairability rate. That's the new one with Windows 10 S on it and the carpet for the laptop.
Right.
We don't really do computers. We literally just do iPhones and iPads and an occasional Surface Pro, but they're really expensive.
Yeah.
Because Microsoft thought it'd be funny to have the glass digitized and the LCD like connected, so you can't really remove it.
Ooh.
So to replace it, you got to replace the LCD as well, and it ends up being about $380 for a part and $70 labor. It's just not really worth it.
No, not really worth. No, not worth it at all. That's just
It's the same with Samsung phones.
I run into the same sort of thing, seeing as I repair PCs and laptops. But I repair the pre-built big manufacturer stuff, especially when it comes to the desktops. Some of those proprietary parts, like some of the proprietary power supply for my T3400, I can't replace it.
What do you mean you can't replace it?
Well, there's only 2 versions of the power supply to fit in it that will fit and work and have the cable lengths run correctly.
Right, okay. So you can't buy it anymore.
One is 375 watt and the other's 500 watt.
Right.
First is the 500 watt model, notorious for dying and taking your system with it, and the 375 watt is actually the most reliable.
Wow, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's really weird. That's why I ended up putting a friend 400 watt 5 1/4 inch bay extender or some bullshit like that. It allows you to have a separate power supply for graphics cards and whatnot.
Okay.
So if you are capped into having a system with a very, very style, low power, you can still run decent graphics cards.
Nice. Well, that's like with the recent what was it? With the Thunderbolt connections, where you got now, you can have external graphics cards. So that's a cool thing as well. Like,
yeah, there's always been something like that. So
there's always been
talk about this is always this is so new.
I wasn't saying it's new. I'm just saying that.
Oh no. The nice thing is to the point where well, let me continue on with my track. I actually have an eGPU, as they've been called in the past.
Right.
And the one that I've got is for laptops that uses the express card slot to output PCI E1X to a 16X slot. For some graphics cards, it's perfectly fine. I mean, that's how I had a GTX 460
Yeah.
connected to a ThinkPad T60.
All right. Yeah.
So they've been around, and even when I had my old with only 2 PCI slots in it,
Yeah.
there was an add-on. It cost $180 for the damn piece of shit.
Yeah.
But it would plug into the PCI slot and give you 8 additional PCI slots outside of the machine.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
But what was the latency on it?
I have no idea. I couldn't afford the $680.
Oh, right. Okay.
Very few people had them, and I didn't know a single person. I knew as many people who had them
Yeah.
as I knew people at that time with Commodore 64s.
All right. All right. Fair enough.
Nil.
Yep. Yep. No. All right. Oh dear. Well, there's going to be a lot more people with Commodore 64s if the new board comes out eventually.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a new board revision coming out at the end of the year, which has HDMI and a lot of other nitty bits in it. It's going to be real cool.
Is it going to be anything like that new Atari box that's going to be coming out?
I have no idea anything about that Atari box. I have no idea what it is. All I heard that it's going to be playing new games and the old ones as well. It's going to have an Ethernet jack on it and stuff like that. But
SD
what I
card.
am... What's that? And an
It's
SD
got
card.
an Ethernet, HDMI,
Yep. An
SD card.
Yep.
It will come in black and red or wood
Yeah.
grain.
Yep.
Well, I know.
But what I am worried about though with that is it going to become another Ouya, where it's just Android, where it's just mobile games on a TV, or are they going to be really proper good games? Is it going to be up the same level as the PS4 or the Xbox?
I'm thinking it's just going to be a Raspberry Pi with
So like a NES Mini or SNES
right
Mini.
emulator.
Yeah, so like an NES Mini.
Here's one of the rumors that I've heard is that, and this is a rumor, Brit Mill, take this with a tiny little grain of sea salt.
Yep.
And choose whatever sea salt you want.
All right.
An octa-core ARM.
So it is going to be another Ouya.
Possibly might be, but more compared to the NES Classic, which also was pretty much a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, yeah.
Not so much the Ouya, but the more along the lines of a Raspberry Pi.
You mean like a banana
big
pie or
difference-
orange pie or something like that?
It's probably going to be more along the lines of the Odroid XU4, which is pretty much, I think, one of the only affordable octa-core ARM out there on the market.
Yeah,
And Linux GNU has 4 of them, and I want one.
Yeah, well, Linux GNU is in Tanzania, so you're not getting one. All right.
I am.
You are not.
He told me that if I send him a Dreamcast, he will send me an XU4. And I am really fucking tempted to do that, because it costs about $10 for a Dreamcast, and maybe an additional $30 in games and accessories for a $189 piece of kit.
Well, yeah, very tempting. Very tempting.
Yeah.
But then again, you got to fight off the fiber baboons and stuff like that. And you'll it'll probably take you
I'd
2
have
years
to
to get
fight
used
off
to.
the Striders going like, Limit.
Oh.
What do you need something so powerful? And you and your multiple cores and your top secret government
Yeah,
project.
but Strider is French. What do you expect? No offense, Strider, if you are watching. Please keep developing Lutrous.
I
Keep developing Lutrous, Strider, please. Don't kill it.
be offended. Be offended. Wave your white flag. It's perfectly
I
fine.
am not going to.
Waving the
I
white
am not
flag
going
when you're
to.
offended is perfectly fine.
I am not going to offend Strider. All right? No. I've been in front of his arguments before. I'm not facing them again.
I faced his arguments in real life,
Yeah,
and he's
I
lost
heard. I
and
heard.
won.
Yes, I heard that.
I think the biggest one was, and I knew arguing because his logic made no sense to me. But when I was having issues with that cert when Jill and Strider were up,
Yeah.
trying to remember the pitch for making a link.
Yeah.
Strider ended up saying, "Oh, why don't you just go and delete the old one and then make the new link?" Putting the force hash, if I remember correctly, it was ln negative SF, and then
Yeah, whatever the path was. Yeah. I just wish more games
RM.
wouldn't. Yeah, go on.
It puts it into one command versus having to do two separate commands.
Well, you could do it. You could still do it in one command. You just put the and sign in, but that's getting a bit more technical.
Or the pipe sign.
Yes, you could do that, but then you're piping the result of the RM into ls.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and that would just end up being weird.
That would be fun.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that ended up being what. It was difficult to try and argue that.
Yeah, well,
that's do it in one command, not two.
Well, Lestrada is just methodical. He likes details. He likes to do all these details.
The machines work perfectly fine.
Going off the road. Alright, there we go. Oh shit, I need to get some petrol. Alright.
Never has problems.
Oh, it's Strider. Oh, he has his problems. He'll just never admit to it.
Believe me, I was at his house when he had his computer hard lock because he ran out of RAM, or I believe he ended up blaming it on swap or some bullshit like that. And I was like, I had my computer on his dining room table, and I was like, my computer's working perfectly fine.
I'm surprised he didn't blame ButterFS or anything like that.
He could have blamed just me being there. I might have touched his computer.
Well, you are the walking EMP, you know that. You just happen to think of a machine and it'll just break.
That's the fun thing is, when the machine breaks, can I fix it? I actually have video. I think yesterday. I haven't posted it yet because I want to review it and hopefully learn how to use one of the open source tools to edit the video.
KDN Live is what I use.
Don't know how to use it.
Oh, it's easy.
I tried and I ended up saying fuck it, and I just posted the raw video.
Okay.
So
right.
clean up on the audio. I didn't get rid of the OBS window in the beginning, and in the end, I was like, fuck it. If I can't do something that's so simple as to cut off in the beginning and so many frames at the end, it's not worth my time.
Right. Okay.
Ian's gonna teach me how to do at least a few basic video editing stuff.
What with Avid?
I'm going to try and get him to show me the basics using an open source
All right.
Avid to Demux, which is supposed to be like Avid.
Oh, AVI demux, you mean? All right. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what that is. Yeah, I've used that a couple of times.
Or KDN Live, or whatever that black magic tool is.
Well, KDN Live is easy. Don't want to use OpenShot because that's a piece of crap. Nor Lightworks. Lightworks is just wrong.
It's the black magic one that I'm thinking of
Oh,
because that's
DaVinci
more
Resolve.
professional.
DaVinci.
And yeah, DaVinci, and
Yep. All right.
you can set it to or look like.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, it's not really open source, but okay.
It's available.
It's available for the Linuxes, yes.
So
and it does run very well on the Linux. So.
If I can get him to migrate tools except iTunes, because iTunes will not work on Linux.
Yeah.
If I can convince him that, hey, everything he wants to do Linux.
Well, Amarok has excellent iTunes integration. Might not have the iTunes store, but
that's currently the hardest thing. His entire library is tied into the iTunes store. I believe most of the songs that he has have DRM attached to them.
Right. So what do you reckon, Clayton? Do you do any iTunes stuff on the Linuxes?
No, I've looked into trying to get it to run, but no success.
Okay. Do you deal much with it at work or anything?
No, not really. We do factory resets for iPhones and data recovery to set that in.
Right, okay. So there's no way you can... Sorry. I was just going to say there's no way you can keep the phone's data as it is when you're repairing it, or do you do that for every phone?
Oh no, like 99% of the time the data won't be affected.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
It's hardware. Sorry. A bit like you're replacing a power supply, you wouldn't need to reinstall, Linux.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You would have to reinstall Windows, but that's because Windows don't.
Probably, yeah. Windows is like a titty thing.
Yeah, I've had that before. Like, I changed something on my motherboard and Windows would just blue screen on boot. Oh, hang on, what's going on here?
That's one of the nice things about running pre-built is because of the SIPC, because it's tied to the BIOS of the system. If you change anything on your computer, your graphics card, power supply, your RAM, hard drive, outside of changing drive or even the hard drive, if you change the motherboard, then it will freak out. Even if you're going from, like in my case, I had two T3400 machines.
Right.
Out of one and plopping it into the other, blue screen. The key didn't work because it's tied to that particular BIOS. In additional parts, I've never had an issue. Ever.
Right. Well, that's nasty. Like, that same machine I booted up Linux going, yep, okay, got some new stuff. Let's just tweak the drivers a bit. Okay, you're all up and running. Yay. But now we're going to fail because your SATA controller's stuffed. Yay.
I tried using Gecko Linux today for the first time.
What's Gecko Linux? It's a spin of OpenSUSE, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. God, what a nightmare.
Why? What's so special about it compared to SUSE?
It's equivalent. It's the OpenSUSE version of Linux Mint, so it comes with all of the proprietary blobs and whatnot. There is a live CD version of it, whereas there isn't one for OpenSUSE anymore.
Well, there is in the build service, but that's something else. But anyway, go on.
There isn't anymore. Period. You have to go to SUSE Studio and build one yourself now.
Well, that's pretty much what I meant. But anyway, go on. What was your story about it?
And Gecko Linux is built on SUSE Studio, so.
Ah, right. Okay. Yep. So what was just?
But it kept on core dumping. The install, because I was doing it through would not see the virtual drive whatsoever. Gparted saw it, Yast saw the drive, and I was able to mess with it. The installer on the thing could not see it.
Sounds like the same thing that Solus
Every time.
has. But anyway, go on. Sorry.
And it kept on seg faulting, so I ended up pasting a bug report on it.
Yeah. So you just pretty much gave up, going, "No, I ain't going anywhere further with this." Oh, no,
After
no,
doing-
go on, forward, up the hill, up the hill.
After
Sorry.
spending 2 hours just to get the log file off of the virtual machine
Alright.
into the... Yes,
Yeah.
I was at the point where, fuck this, I'm not touching this again.
Well, yeah, everyone knows Linux is not perfect, but
Hey Clayton, do you do anything with virtual machines?
Yeah, sometimes I like running my security camera through it normally. It's a bit easier to maintain.
Virtual machine program do you
For
use?
my security camera system. I've got it.
So why are you running that
I'll
through a
run
virtual
that
machine?
through. Oh, because I don't want an actual hardware driver. I just had like a set amount to it, and I can't be bothered, configuring it any other way. It's just easier.
Okay. Right. Alright.
And I use Manjaro, and it works on a bunch, so I can't be bothered figuring out how to, do it better.
Alright. Well,
But yeah.
I'll
Otherwise, I was doing testing on it. If I want to install like a bit of software and I don't know how it's going to work, I
yeah.
just got a clone of my OS on the virtual machine.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
But which virtual machine are you using? Are you using VirtualBox, VMware?
VirtualBox.
Yeah, I'm trying to migrate away from VirtualBox because I've had some issues, especially with things like having my local storage mounted machine and network issues, and the ability to use peripherals, especially USB, has been nothing but a headache.
I found
Every
with the peripherals, you got to add yourself to some user group, and then you should be fine.
I did that, and one of the issues is the VirtualBox kernel mode service doesn't always rebuild itself after you do an update. At least in my experience, percent of my machines, it never rebuilds via DKMS, and it's just become too much of a headache. libvirt just works when it comes to that stuff. It's a bit slower.
I think I had a similar issue. I updated the kernel 12.2, whatever it is, the newest one, and it didn't fix itself, and it kind of removed itself, but it wasn't removed. And each time you tried to install it, it gave me like a conflicting files error. So I had to go through and manually delete like 30 different files.
Yeah, that's just a level of purgatory I don't want to do. It's one of the reasons why I don't run the OpenSUSE NVIDIA because
You
just
you have.
kept on
Sorry, go on.
having GLX disappear on me. And it just got to the point where if I couldn't run anything because it couldn't find X or GLX,
Yeah, you'll have to forgive me. I'm a bit of a noob. I'm relatively new to Linux. About 7 months now, so.
Oh, GLX is the interface between your display and OpenGL. Without that, you can't
Right.
render any graphics.
So see, I get confused with that because you got that, and you got Exorg and Wayland and all this other shit in between. And
one of the programs that is very, very picky about GLX, and if you don't have it, it to run is Steam.
Yeah, Steam
So
will chuck it.
Steam will not run if you don't have a functioning GLX. It's equivalent to, I believe, Aqua or Cocoa. Like Windows and Mac equivalent. Cocoa is the Mac equivalent, and Metro and Aqua is... actually, I think Aqua... I'm getting that wrong. Aqua's Mac too. Could be wrong. Could be right. I don't know. Where are you now, Foxy?
Bakersfield. And
Hold
I'm
on.
stuck.
Let me flip my keyboard. Flip.
Alright,
Look like this. Where are the additional exits? Blah.
come on. And I am stuck trying to do a U-bolt. Come on, get around. No. I got in here thinking it was a place where I could sleep, but it's not. No. Come on. Oh, over there. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. There we are. Now I'm free. Yay. I think. I hope I am. Okay. Now where am I? Okay, this way. Hey, I finally got out here. Now I need to go find somewhere to sleep because otherwise I'm going to be too tired. Oh shit, car! Ow. Alright. So anything interesting you've been up to lately, Mia?
Other than doing some Linux tutorial videos, and fighting with some VMs.
Yeah.
I did do one thing. I helped my friend Ian with. He wanted to work on doing a video through Gary's mod.
Yeah.
He found an add-on that allows you to do that, like fighting, and you could do massive damage things, broken bones,
Yeah.
running people over trains, broken skulls, x-rays, all that other jazz.
Right.
Some reason it would him horribly. I got horrible frame drops, and he just was not able to get a good video footage of it. So
Right.
we're going to try later on this week, instead of having us be miles apart connecting over the internet, I'll take my gaming rig over to his place and test it on his home network. and see
okay.
if that makes things a little better.
Right. That'd be cool. Hey, me.
How about you?
I mean, well, work, and more work. Mainly dealing with SSL certificates and shit like that. God,
Just like the League thing that always bites us on the ass.
What's that?
Open SSL certificate with Rocket League.
Oh, that thing, right. No, this is not CA certificates. These are the proper certificates. Where we get them
Oh,
from.
okay.
No, I've had to deal with CA certificates once when I had to put SSL on one of our old sites on one of our older servers. It was so old it
Mm-hmm.
didn't have an update of GeoTrust. Didn't have one of GeoTrust's CA certificates. Took me forever to figure out how to install that. Because I only had access to it through SSH and Plesk. So I had to do it all via command line. And that was a bit annoying.
Really?
Yeah. All our
Operating
Linux
system.
at work, all our Linux servers are only accessible through SSH and Plesk. That's it.
But what distro?
CentOS.
Oh, it didn't have Yum installed?
It has Yum, but I didn't know how to use Yum or anything like that, and B prefer to do things by hand rather than using Yum or anything like that. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be what our because Yum's the equivalent to Zipper.
Yeah, or Zyper. I prefer to pronounce it Zyper, and I'm going to continue pronouncing it Zyper, so don't bloody correct me, people in the comments.
Oi. It's like Susa. It can have 7 different pronunciations for it. So.
Yeah. Well, for the longest time, I always pronounced it S-U-S-E. Not Susa or anything like that. Like, I still pronounce the GNU as GNU. Because when I was starting out in Linux, and for the longest time, I only had dial-up internet, so I couldn't hear anyone actually say the name. So every time I saw it being written, it was always capital letters, so I was always thought, oh, okay, it's GNU.
It's GIF, not GIF. It's GIF. Ah!
Well,
Stab all the people.
Well, I had a friend who used to pronounce gig as jig. He would always say gigabyte. Oh no, not jig. It was jig. Because he always pronounced it gigabyte. Well,
And how did he stay a friend? And how did he not die?
Oh, this guy was very much a Linux greybeard. So okay, I'll overlook that. He was a bit weird anyway. So I don't know. It was just him. It's just the way he was. But the reasoning behind it was, how do you pronounce gigantic? Gigantic. Okay, and I'm going to pronounce it giga. Okay. Not giga, you can pronounce it giga. So that's just weird. Okay, time to get our tinfoil hats on, because this was posted on the G Plus a few days ago. In the artificial intelligence community, which I'm a part of, a bloke posted a picture about chemtrails saying "wake up, sheeple" and all this. What the fuck are chemtrails? Please, I've been hearing them a lot. What the fuck is chemtrails?
Chemtrails. When an airplane, particularly a jet, is flying through the sky, because the exhaust is hot and there's vapor in the exhaust of a jet engine,
Yeah.
and when they're so high, that water vapor ends up cooling into icicles, into an ice cloud, or condensing into just a regular cloud, and that's called a chemtrail.
Yeah, I know
But
that.
there's also a conspiracy theory about, oh, they empty out the porta potties And that turns into the chemtrails and conspiracy. Chemtrails are shit and pee.
No, this guy was going on
They got
saying not pee or anything, saying there it was strontium, aluminium, and benzoin or something, or some chemicals, saying it's all part of the global warming hoax and all this. Are you nuts? Are you fucking insane?
It's just engine exhaust.
Yeah.
It's very equivalent to if you run your car
Excuse me.
and you see that mist coming out of the exhaust.
Yeah.
It's sort of content.
Yeah. I know what they are, essentially, but why there was a big fuss about it, I don't know. But anyway, in this post...
It's like flat earthers.
Yeah, in this post, everyone was getting really up in arms about him, saying, why the fuck did you post this in this community? This has nothing to do with us. This is G+, not Facebook. Go away. And then one bright spark popped up saying, look at their arms. That is the National Weather Association. That's the National Weather Service. Do you know what they're doing? They're seeding clouds, you idiot.
Oh yeah.
Oh. And this guy was
actually
going
uses
on. What's that?
seeding clouds uses different chemicals. They use
Yeah, they use
silver iodide.
Yeah, it's basically salt.
Yeah, it's a silver salt.
Yeah. Seed clouds.
They did that in San Diego many years ago, and they ended up having one of the worst floods, followed by one of the worst droughts.
Right. So how's things been around yours in rain wise?
What's rain?
Okay, that answers that question. Have you been getting much
So
smoke lately?
with fire.
Yeah, you got many big ones lately? Big fires?
The what's being called the Whittier fire up in the Santa Barbara wine region. That's
Right.
pretty huge.
Yeah.
And then there's, I think that's one of the ones that you can see from space.
Oh, so basically your average Australian bushfire. Right.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the one that is up near Mariposa,
Yeah.
Bakersfield on the way to Yosemite.
Yep.
That one took out power to Yosemite for a short period of time. It has burnt a bunch of houses. I haven't seen any articles about it recently. The last time I looked, it was reaching up 54,000 acres.
Right.
And if you include that, I believe there was a fire up in Monterey that was over. The last time I looked, it was 120,000 acres. And then you've got the Whittier one. I don't even remember how much that was.
Why the fuck are you naming your fires the Whittier? Why are you naming it the Whittier?
Because usually they name them after a nearby landmark, a nearby park, or some sort of geolocation.
Yeah. So I take it there's a town there called Whittier.
That one I don't know.
Oh, come on. I thought you knew everything about California.
The town that I thought was a little further south. Let me Google it. Yeah, Whittier is down south. Definitely not named after a city.
Right, well that's like Osiris being in Waco. He'll argue that the Waco incident happened miles away from the actual city. It was nowhere near the city of Waco. It was just the nearest city. So they called it the Waco incident. No. It was way out, nowhere near the city. But then again, Osiris is just
Whittier,
weird.
aren't we all? The Whittier fire up in Santa Barbara has burnt close to 19,000 acres.
Right.
Is currently 87% contained. There have been 628 structures burned, 16 residences destroyed, 1 residence damaged, 30 destroyed. Has anyone died?
Oh, you got all this damage, and you're saying it so casually. Going, oh, has anyone actually died?
There's just so many.
Well, as to my earlier comment saying, well, we're all weird. Well, yes, we are all weird. We're all Linux users. You have to be a bit nuts to use Linux, don't you?
You have to be nuts to be more of a computer technician person, too. Takes a special breed of nuts.
Yeah, it does. Hey, it takes a special breed of nuts to be my friend, anyway. Here's one thing I want to ask you, Mia. What's the maximum speed limit in California?
Really, the fastest that I know of is on the I-5, pretty much between the Grapevine and Stockton. Speed limit there is about 75, although most traffic goes about anywhere from 5 to 10 miles over the speed limit. It just depends.
Yep. It's just
The
that
trucks are a bit more enforced.
yeah, it's just that in ATS, in Arizona, or not Arizona, Nevada, the speed limit is up to 70, 80 in some places. But in California, it's all 55.
Is
the maximum
55 for trucks?
Yeah, that's what it is for trucks.
Some certain locations, like I believe.
Well, I just passed a 70 mile an hour sign, and I just passed a 70 mile an hour sign, and I'm still asked to do 55. So yeah, I think it is a truck thing.
Trucks and trailers have to go the slower speed.
Yeah.
One of the things that I don't think they do in American Truck Simulator, you can correct me on that, but you don't have to go to scales.
Yeah, I do have to go to scales, yes. I do have to weigh the truck. It pops up right on the screen. I've got my little thingy-jiggy on me on the dashboard here that lights up and makes a noise. And people who are watching this video probably heard that earlier. They had to go in and weigh the truck.
Yes.
So, yeah,
I'm taking a look right now at what. See if I can find that. Mariposa fire.
Ah, okay. Hey Clayton, you're near around Sydney, aren't you?
Yeah, Victoria.
Oh, Victoria. Sorry, my bad. Ben,
That's fine.
how was the bushfire season this year? Was it nasty down there, or?
I don't think we really got any that I noted anyway. It's pretty good.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Well, near me, I got some gorges, and we got some gorges nearby, and the fires are usually in there, like get stuck down in the bottom where they're hard to reach and stuff like that. So, I had a few, but nothing truly damaging near me.
Yeah, I think we had 2 or 3 like out in the Grampians and like a couple of paddock fires. That's about it.
Yeah.
I think most of them were under control anyway, like purposely lit.
Yeah. There was a few nasty fires around this year, not around near me or anything, but there was a few nasty ones. Like there was one in Newcastle, I think. Was that this year or was that last year? I can't. Yeah, like what is it? Redhead Beach had one. That's in Newcastle, and they had a very nasty fire.
Yeah,
I can't think
the the fire that's up by Mariposa is called the DeWitter fire. I don't know why. Oh, because it's near a road. Its approximate starting location
Yep.
was near the Wheeler Road and Hunter Valley Road. So if I remember correctly, most of the fires are named near the closest road to the fire.
All right, that's yeah, that's logical. Yeah, that's not bad.
Current update is 79,000 acres burned, 60% contained.
Right.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
the
one of these
Aussies
days.
that are up here fighting.
Yeah, well, one of these days you'll learn to fight fires properly. Not have to ask us to do it all the time.
It's not so much that, it's just there's not only so many of them, but
Yeah.
our firefighting crews are so fragmented.
Yeah.
There was a article in the LA Times that the local municipal fire departments told the federal government that if they do not get reimbursed for fighting the fires in national lands,
Yeah.
they'll just stop going and fighting it.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I mean by it's kind of fragmented. Is you've got local city fire departments, then you've got fire departments, then you've got state fire departments, and then you've got
Then you got.
uh,
Then it'll be like
forest, and then you've got park, national parks. They're actually two separate entities from two different federal bureaus. One is the cultural art agriculture,
Yep.
and the other one is the Department of Interior. Then depending on where it is, you may also have the military involved because the military jumps into this as well.
All that, and you still can't fight fires.
It's because it's so fragmented.
Yeah.
You
Well,
down in Australia seem to have it a bit more unified, and the other difference is you've got much more land with not as many people living on it. I mean, California's probably got the population of at least a portion of Australia. Uh, Not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure we have a higher population density than you guys.
yeah, you do have higher
We don't
population.
have as much just as wide swaths of open land. That's why huge amounts, the firefighting effort is being focused on so much to prevent property damage, to prevent people from getting hurt. It's kind of like the fire that was here locally. We had so many fire crews. There were so many fire crews trying to prevent the fires from burning houses.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and really heavily densely
We
populated.
are very densely populated. Don't think we're just desert here. We are incredibly densely
Oh
populated.
no, because you live in the rainforest, mountain,
I,
piney
I I
area.
live up in the mountains. Yes.
Yeah. So that I understand. I understand that Australia is heavily diverse, and the same thing goes with California as well. We've got deserts, we've got what's called Mediterranean, we've got pine forest,
Yeah.
we've got everything except maybe a rainforest. If possibly some areas of San Diego, you could maybe consider that, or maybe up in Northern California. But it's
Well, I'm about to. Where am I? Where am I? Come on, please tell me where am I? Almost at King. What's that? Kingsman? Wherever that is. Yeah, where am I? Yeah, Kingsman. Almost at Flagstaff or whatever. Anyway, I will be pulling in very soon, I'd imagine, because we have gone over 1 hour and 10. I'll go a few 5 more minutes, I'd say. Then I'll have to call it on this vid, I'd say. Because A, my fingers are getting tired. My knees getting tired. And it's really dark in here. I still love these signs in here. Like, I just drove past one sign in this game called 555 Divorce. Okay, that's a nice advertisement in this game of America. Oh dear, oh dear. And some of the signs you see around Las Vegas of an Indian announcer, which is really funny. So where am I? Oh, long way away. I'm on Route 40 by the looks of it. Or Interstate 40. I don't know. Which one is that?
40.
What's the sign where it's blue and red? Like it's got a red strip at the top and it's blue.
The red strip at the top and the blue on the bottom is Interstate.
Well, I just entered Arizona, so I'm on the Interstate 40.
And if it's white, it is a U.S. highway.
Right.
California, and it's green, it is a highway.
Right. So it's pretty well almost the same as Australia, except we don't have interstates. We just have a highway and freeway. That's it. In Australia, the highways are green with yellow writing. Usually with a letter at the front, like I live next to the B215, I think it's called. And the freeways are white with a number, and you got the motorways which have an M on it. Like in Sydney, you got the M4, the M5. Used to drive on the M1 a fair bit, which goes from Sydney to Newcastle. See, I just got into Arizona. Now the speed limit's 75. Arizona or
That happens.
or Nevada? What? Hang on. I'm in Arizona, but now it's saying Las Vegas. What? On the white. It's a white sign 93. What the fuck? Where the hell am I? Oh. Okay, well I am going to pull over. So sleep. And I'll have to call this video done for now. Oh dear, dear. Ugh.
Get into which
I'm pulling into
which
Kingsman.
channel are you looking at for text?
Voice chat related.
Okay, voice chat related. Okay.
Yep.
I just posted a picture, and
Yep,
those
that's it.
are the type of highway signs that you'll see.
Oh,
And
okay.
you can see the red and blue. Those
Yep.
are interstates.
Right.
Ones under those, and the ones like Route 66 and 50 are US routes, and they can either be freeways or divided roads.
Right. Okay.
And then you can see what counties look like, and California 99's there. And that's the one that I think goes through Bakersfield.
Oh, okay, you're right. Alright, well, I'm now in Kingman. Yeah, Arizona.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know where that is.
Route 66. Cool. Okay, apparently.
2 kicks.
Don't start that, please. Oh, dear.
Oddly enough, here's a little neat bit of trivia.
Yep,
Strider
yeah,
lives about 5 blocks from Route 66.
cool. Not that he would
In
get.
Santa Monica, Interstate 10
Yep,
is Route 66
that's cool.
because Route 66 ends at the Santa Monica Pier.
Ah, oh, okay, that's cool.
It goes from, I think, Chicago
Yeah, Chicago to
to,
LA, which is in Santa Monica.
yeah, it dead ends at the Santa Monica Pier.
You're out at, what's it, Ventura, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Oxnard region if you're playing American Truck Simulator.
Okay, okay. So, so is that like right on the fringes of LA, or?
We're north.
Oh, right. Yep.
If in American Truck Simulator, if you ever have stops in a city called Santa Barbara.
Ah, yeah, I think I have been in Santa Barbara, yes.
Okay, so basically imagine between literally between Santa Barbara and LA.
Ah, okay.
It's as simple as that.
Right.
Literally, it's right between them. There's a small county in between LA and Santa Barbara County.
Ah, okay. Cool. All right. Well, now I am getting some rest. I am going to press escape. Oh, thank you. And I'm going to have to end this video right here. Thank you everyone who was watching for our little rambling bits here and there. Thank you very much for thank you very much, Clayton, for sticking around.
No worries.
Yep, cool. And I'll see everyone next time. Bye bye.
Thank you for watching.